Hey everyone, welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson we're going to be talking about some more command line stuff, commands. Remember this one, list, and you can type in anything like list. And you could do list grep downloads, let's say. And then you could even output that file into a new folder. Okay, so we remember this? Great. If you don't remember it, you should be going back to the other videos and going through them. If I do ls or anything, any cd, any program or function, any process, I could do grep into, pipe into grep or into ls or into pwd. Okay, so we all know that. Program into program, you could do that into another program. Another thing we could do is do program and program. So this pipe symbol means that the output of this program is going to be put into the input of this program, which then gives us the output, and then since there's another one, it puts the output into this program. Alright, so this one is kind of the same as this, where when we run this, it takes the output of this and puts it into here. The difference between this one and this one is that this one, the double ampersand, means if the output of this is not an error output, just a standard output, then run this. But if this errors out, then don't run this. You know, a lot of times program 2 relies on the output of program 1. So if program 1 fails to run, then there's no reason for this one to run because it's just going to error out anyways. So that's when you would use something like double ampersand. So let's say we did concatenate, and we put in a file that doesn't exist. Then we did ampersand, and we did grep downloads. And we're just going to get an error, and grep was never run. But if we did it with the pipe, it still might give us the same thing? Yeah, alright. Or hold on, let's try this one. So ls new file.txt, we can do double ampersand, and then echo. This worked. It did the first command, which is list this file, and then since it worked, it gave us the second command, which is this worked. Now, okay, let's try this. Let's put in the wrong file name here. Alright, there you go. So that didn't work. And if we replace it with a pipe. So here's the difference between this command and this command. The only difference is instead of a pipe, there's a double ampersand. When we use the pipe, it still ran this command, because it doesn't care if this one worked or not. It's just going to run this one anyways because you told it to. Whereas this one, it stopped here because this failed, and since it stopped here, it didn't run this command, so we didn't get the same output. Okay, so let's clear and print working directory, ls. Let's go into our documents, because we haven't been there, we haven't created anything here yet, so we're going to touch a new file, or actually, we'll just do nano file.txt. And in this file, we're just going to write some text. Let's do user name password starcraft. And basically, you could type in any words you want there. You don't have to type in the same thing as me. The important thing is that we typed in a word and then separated it with a semicolon with another word. And then we can go ahead and save this file. So if we do cat file.txt, we get the contents of the file. And there's extra spaces because I put those there by accident. No problem. Let's say we wanted to filter something. Let's say we only wanted it to name the things after the semicolon. Then we could do something like file.txt cut Now cut is the command that separates, and we want to separate it, and D, dash D, is showing us like, it's like a delimiter showing what's the indicator of where you cut. So if I put the indicator as S, then it's going to cut after the S's. But if I do a semicolon, then it's going to cut after the semicolons and just show anything after the semicolons. So if I go, okay, so it says, if I just do this, it's not going to work. So I need to specify the field, which is I could do field number 2, let's say. And now this will display only everything after the semicolon. Now if I went back and I deleted the semicolon and replaced it with S, it would give me everything after S. So that's a new command, the cut tool. You can do man cut to find out more about it. And it's just one way to filter out files when you're trying to find specific data. Another command we can use is sort. Sort has some information here about what it does and the different options you can use along with it. And here we can do cat file.txt, grep it, or pipe it into sort. Do B to ignore the read and write space. Put an F for case insensitive. And if we hit enter, now it looks like it kind of just rearranged what I'm looking at. So put the username at the bottom, and it put all the blank spaces at the top, and it put password before StarCraft, even though StarCraft was not in the middle of username and password. And if you can guess why it's in this order, it's alphabetical, right? So P comes before S, S comes before U. Another command is man unique, and that's another one we can use with like cat file.txt, pipe into unique. So this means, remember we had like 4 blank spaces here, so it only included 1 because it took out all the duplicates, all the duplicate lines. Another one is man WC, which is print new line or word. Here's some of the different options for WC. WC is a different command, so we can do like WC file.txt, or we can do cat file.txt pipe into WC file.txt. And WC stands for word count, so it counts the characters. Okay, so a quick recap of all of these commands. We could do grep file.txt, and if it's true, we can do the command unique, and then we can do cut dot, and then we can pipe that into cut dash D F1. Alright, so I don't actually know what I'm trying to do here. I'm just kind of playing around with seeing what they do differently. Yeah, so quick recap, we have WC, word count, we have unique, we have the double ampersand, we have sort, we have grep. So yeah, go ahead and play around with these commands, and when you get familiar with them, get your hands dirty and start warming up with what those commands do and getting used to it. I'll see you guys on the next lesson.